Today is Thursday, May 28th. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Today's episode, we're talking Dr. Ken Cutler, evictions, Penn Valley Fire, and more. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Nevada County Now. I'm your host, Cole Pettit. Top story tonight, Nevada County's current health officer, Dr. Ken Cutler, has announced his planned retirement beginning in July. A statement released by the county said Dr. Cutler had been anticipating his retirement in the spring, but he stayed with Nevada County and extended his contract until a thoughtful and successful recruitment for a new public health officer could take place. During the current coronavirus pandemic, Dr. Cutler has built a framework for Nevada County to successfully move forward into reopening with the state. Board of Supervisors Chair Heidi Hall said, "We thank Dr. Cutler for his steadfast leadership and commitment to educating us all on the tough issues we are facing today. Our public health officials have been meeting with the state daily to provide guidance on safely reopening our local economy. Because of this consistent leadership, Nevada County has been able to be on the forefront of reopening safely." Since beginning as Nevada County's public health officer in 2013, Dr. Ken Cutler has overseen measles outbreaks, a pertussis outbreak, an E. coli outbreak, and the current COVID-19 outbreak. He also helped spearhead the county's hepatitis C elimination project, supported efforts to address the opioid epidemic by educating local healthcare providers about best prescribing practices, advocated for prevention, and conducted outreach to youth, Nevada County Community Leadership Institute, school nurses, and local health providers on the role and value of public health in our community's health. Dr. Glenna Trochet will continue to support Nevada County Public Health through the coronavirus pandemic as Deputy Public Health Officer, assisting with congregate living facilities and those most at risk for serious illness due to COVID-19. We would like to join Nevada County in extending our thanks to Dr. Cutler for his leadership, expertise, and dedication to keeping our community healthy. The Nevada County Board of Supervisors extended the county's residential and commercial eviction and foreclosure moratorium until July 31st during its Tuesday meeting. The county originally enacted its moratorium in March, which was set to expire on Sunday. The extension follows guidance issued last month by the Judicial Council of California, which adopted 11 emergency rules expanding on Governor Gavin Newsom's March executive order, halting some evictions and foreclosures. According to the council's emergency framework, which was meant to provide consistency among various counties and city orders, a court may not issue an eviction summons unless a judge finds it is necessary action to protect public health and safety. This applies to all evictions, whether or not they are related to COVID-19. No decisions or judgments may be issued in judicial foreclosure actions unless a court finds it necessary to protect public health and safety, though non-judicial foreclosures are not affected. Default judgments are also suspended unless deemed necessary to protect public health and safety. If an action is already in progress, trials will be pushed back at least 60 days. The new rules will remain in place until 90 days after the state of emergency declaration in California has been lifted. About 90 residents signed a public letter in support of the resolution. County officials said they will review and amend the resolution as needed. Ubinet is reporting the resignation of NID General Manager Rem Scherzinger. According to the story, he submitted his letter of resignation this morning via email to the board of directors. Part of his resignation letter was published by Ubinet and reads in part, "My last day at the district will be July 11th, 2020. I will work to schedule a special closed session board meeting as soon as practical so that we can discuss how to transition to new leadership. It has been a great honor and pleasure to lead NID for the last 7.5 years, and I will miss everyone very much. We have seen some incredible growth over that time, and I am proud of what we have accomplished. NID is capable of great things, and the staff and management team are poised to take the next steps forward to prepare the district for the next 100 years. For Penn Valley residents, the deadline to vote for the fire assessment fee is rapidly approaching. All parcel owners within the Penn Valley Fire Protection District should have received a fire assessment fee ballot proposing a change in their current fee. If approved, Improved parcel rates will increase $216.04 from the current $80.54 annual fee for a total of $296.58. Ballots are due June 2nd. If approved, the proposed fees would go towards the hiring and retention of additional 6 new firefighter-paramedics and dramatically impact response times. Signed ballots may be hand-delivered to Penn Valley Fire Station 43 or mailed to Penn Valley Fire Protection District, P.O. Box 180, Penn Valley, California, 95946. We went down to Penn Valley today to talk with Fire Captain John Pitts to find out more about this proposal. So what can you tell me about this whole fire assessment?
The fire assessment, we actually started back in August of 2019, started to get the ball rolling. We developed a need to have more staffing, get additional staffing for the district here. Since 2005, which we use as our target date, was the last time that we had a fire benefit assessment passed. Since 2005, our calls for service increased 62%, while our staffing has remained the same. So we're really kind of behind the curve here, trying to get ahead of this as calls tend to increase. With those calls, we've been getting multiple calls within the same hour, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 or more, which really puts a damper on our response. With 2 fire stations serving 92 square miles, currently we only have 4 personnel on duty, 2 people at each fire station, and depending on what the call type is what rig we're going to take. Only staff for those 2 personnel. For instance, we have a medical aid in Lake Wildwood. An ambulance will be transporting to an area hospital. It could be Sierra Nevada, it could be right out and down in Marysville, or even Sutter Roseville, depending on the type of call and emergency. That's anywhere, that crew's out of service for 2 to 3 hours possibly before they get back into the district. In the meantime, we're still running calls with 1 fire engine with 2 personnel. If this passes, we're hopeful that it'll pass. We're going to hire 6 additional firefighters and have 2 more on per day for a total of 6 on duty a day. So we'll be able to staff another fire apparatus. Where this really comes into play and really handy, is for those multiple calls. But we get a fire. For instance, the Lobo fire in 2017. Had we had another water-carrying vehicle there, whether it be a water tender or another fire engine, there's a very strong possibility we could have held that fire very small and not have the impact on the community like it did. The crews there did a phenomenal job, and we just needed that little extra water to get there. The rest of the county was very busy, and Cal Fire was very busy with the multiple fires they had that night. So we're hoping with this, and if it passes, that we'll be able to better serve our community.
What would you say to people who are concerned about the financial hit of this, seeing as we're all kind of struggling at the moment right now?
Yeah, this is terrible timing as far as the COVID-19 pandemic. We couldn't predict this, and like I said, we started this process in August, and by the time that the governor shut everything down, we already had a significant amount of time and money invested in this, to the point where if we were to abandon it, it would have caused a pretty significant setback. So we decided as a group to continue on with the assessment and see how it goes. Actually, so the increase is right around $216 a year per parcel, equivalent to about 40 cents to 60 cents a day, somewhere in that range. Very, very small amount of money for what you're going to be getting for it. With the additional staffing, we'll be better to serve our community. We want to provide a much better service to our taxpayers, to our community, than we do now. Currently we're making do, but we want to just give the extra help to everybody here.
Yeah, of course. Anything you'd like to add that you think people should know?
With a yes vote's going to go a long way. It really, really will. Myself, I'm also a taxpayer in this community. Born and raised here, and this is going to be great for this community. It really, really is, and I appreciate everybody's input. And there's negativity out there, and there really is. And if anybody has any questions, please call us at the district office, send emails, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions anybody has. Like I said, June 2nd at 6:30 is when the ballots are going to be closed. So if you don't have them in by then, get them here. Drop them in the mailbox soon, or hand them off at the fire station, or you can even bring them to the board meeting June 2nd.
Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today, John. We'll leave you tonight with a piece of an interview with Michael Lorenzo. Michael is a local writer, musician, and artist. The full interview can be found on Nevada County Media's YouTube page. Remember, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll see you tomorrow.
I've been up here about 12 years now. I was living in Ojai in Southern California and worked in Los Angeles for 25 years. So I had a long commute for a good portion of that career. And my ex-wife and her husband bought land up here, and my son came up with them. He was 14 at the time, so I wanted to be present. I had just retired, and I was concentrating mostly on painting and writing at that point. In high school, it was mostly poetry, and I studied a lot of different poets at that time and began to publish in school magazines and things like that. I didn't really start doing long form until I was into my 20s, I think, mostly short stories at that point. When I graduated college and came to Los Angeles to work in TV and film, my goal was really to primarily write. So I did a lot of spec scripts in the beginning for mostly sitcoms, because that's what I was working on as an editor primarily, a lot of multi-camera stuff. And then I started to do a couple of feature scripts, and then I did a script for Paramount with a writing partner. We sold that to Paramount. It was never produced, but we did sell it. And about 10 years before I retired, I started working on my first novel. After years of peddling scripts around town, I decided that I wanted to write for myself. I'd get away from the formulaic writing of sitcoms and film. And I had always wanted to do a novel, so I finally started. And it took me a good 10 years to finish it because my hours were so long.